वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरो कृपा। ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। कृष्ण भगवान की जय। गीता माता की जय। We are discussing the first chapter of Gita, wherein we saw Arjuna, who is despondent, he who is having depression, unable to think what is right and what is wrong to do, what is his duty at that particular moment, when he sees all his kith and kins, all his relations, brothers, uncles, grandfathers, brother-in-laws, and his brothers, all the kin persons, means they are all related to Arjuna closely, they belong to one family, and they are ready to fight and sacrifice their life for something which they think it is right, but it is not really right on the eyes of Arjuna. Arjuna says it is not right. They are unable to decide what is duty for them. But they are gathered here out of greed, jealousy, and they have decided wrongly to give up their lives for sake of us or for sake of Duryodhan. And that, I think, it is not a right thing, because all the consequences which occurs afterwards, it will bring just confusion in the society, disharmony, breaking all the laws and orders in the society. And as a result, the people here and hereafter, in the subtle world also, everybody will have to suffer for this cause. So when we see it, we understand it, it is not good to start the battle. It is not out of fear, but out of agony, out of pity towards these ignorant persons. So he is going on expressing his ideas to Lord Krishna. Ahovat mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yat rajya sukha lobhena hantum swajanam udyataha. For the sake of, out of greed, for the sake of throne and kingdom, we are going to cause so much sins, great sins, and that is only for Rajya Sukha Lobhena, only for the kingdom and the happiness out of it, out of greed. We are ready to swajanam hantum udyata. We are ready to kill our own people, and we don't see the reality. Yadi mam pradikara asastram sastra pranaya dharta rashtrarane hantum sthane me kshemataram bhavet. Now I understand the reality. I can see the future. So I am not going to fight this battle. If at all, without weapons in my hand, these fellows come and kill me, I am ready to be killed rather than fight out the battle. All these children of Dhritarashtra, if they come and kill me in the battle, me without have any weapons in hands, I will excuse them. I will pardon them. I am not going to take any revenge on them. I will not fight. Let them do whatever they like. So, what happens then? If the sons of Dhritarashtra, with weapons in hand, should slay me in battle, unrealizing and unarmed, that would be better for me. Sanjay Uvacha. Then Sanjay, the minister who has got bright sight by the grace of Lord Krishna, informs all these to King Dhritarashtra, the blind king. Sanjay says, Evam uktva Arjunah sankhye rathopasthupamisat visrijam sasaram chapam soka sambignamanasah. Having thus spoken in the midst of the battlefield, Arjuna, casting away his bow and arrow, sat down on the seat of the chariot with his mind overwhelmed with sorrow. Now he has decided, I am not going to fight. Let anything happen, I am going to bear it. Because he means to say, I am a wise man, I am able to understand the reality and see the consequence, whereas all these fellows are unable to do so. So I am not going to do any wrong thing. This is how he throws the arrow and bow and sits down with sorrow and says, I am not going to fight. Thus ends first chapter. Om Tatsat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishasu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambade Arjuna Vishada Yoga Nama Prathamodhyaya. Thus in the Upanishads of the glorious Bhagavad Gita, the science of the eternal science, eternal, the spiritual, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends the discourse entitled the Yoga of the Despondency of Arjuna. This is what happens to a seeker, a sincere seeker, mumukshu, one who wants to have liberation in the first place. This has to happen. This is the process. This is the first step in the ladder of yoga. The whole Gita is nothing but a concrete yoga scripture. All kinds of yoga is explained in Gita. So it is the essence of all the Upanishads, and it is so spoken, it feeds to anyone and everyone in the whole world, because it is the essence of all the religions, all the types of yogas. So it can feed to any religion, and this is the reality on the whole world. Gita is the only book which is read by people of all the religions, or else they hate the scripture of other religions. Naturally, this is the feeling of people. But here, there is no praise, no blame of anything, but Gita gives you the ways to get out of the problems of the life here. So everybody accepts it. And this yoga starts with this. Yoga, I told, Gita teaches on life. Do you know how did you start the life? How? When you came out of your mother's womb, what did you do? Life starts with this. So how can you not say that Vishada is also a yoga? It is the starting point of life. Mind it. Don't be bewildered. Vishada also is known as yoga. Anything, any work you do, good or bad, right or wrong, if it is the attitude and the purpose is sattvic, means good, it will be taken as good karma, and it will lead you to the absolute good, the supreme truth, that becomes yoga. Any karma you do, that becomes yoga. That is the trick given in Gita. How you modify, how you can transform your life into a spiritual master, a great yogi. That is what is taught in Gita. So whatever you do, that is yoga. Only thing, whether you understand it or not, that is different. And with what attitude, what purpose you are going to do the actions, that is of course considerable. if your attitude is good, your motive is good, any karma becomes yoga. It unites you with the Supreme Truth. So anything can be taken as yoga. Don't think only to make heads down and legs up is known as yoga. No. So now we shall see second discourse, Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means digits. Now here we are in digital world. We are practicing Sankhya Yoga. I told you anything can be taken as yoga. Any work, any action can be taken as yoga if you know the trick how to mold it, how to change its direction, then it becomes yoga. So Sankhya Yoga, digital yoga. Sanjay Uvacha. We shall talk about Sankhya Yoga. Don't worry. What is called Sankhya Yoga and how it is presented to us. Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay said, Tam tatha kripaya vishtam ashrupurna kulekshanam visidantamidam vacham uvacha madhusudana. And to him who was thus overcome with pity and who was despondent with eyes full of tears and agitated, Madhusudan, the destroyer of Madhu, or Krishna, spoke these words. Why Madhusudan? Madhu means, one word will have several meanings. So Madhu, there was a great demon in the beginning of the creation, where everywhere only water and water was there. The earth was not seen. There was no earth, only water. Everywhere there was water only. So in that water, Narayan or Kesav, Lord Vishnu, he sleeps in the ocean and the lap of in the bed of the serpent. The serpents are taken to be most powerful. They have some extraordinary qualities which we don't see in human beings. And it is taken as they don't belong to earth plane, they belong to some other plane. And they have that capacity. They can go from one planet to the other planet. And we have also observations. Naga Panchami. After Chaturmasya is over, we observe that particular day when the serpents should disappear. They should go to their own planet. We call it Netherland, Patal. Patal, the Netherland. So they should go away, they should not stay here, and when again their time comes, they should come to this earth plane and they should appear. If they don't do so, some serpents, without knowing it or by mistake they don't do, they are killed here. So, nagas or serpents are supposed to have their own planet that is called Ramyak Dweep. Ramyak Dweep, most wonderful land. Ramyak means full of bliss, pleasures and bliss. Ramyak, beautiful. Ramaniya, beautiful. So that planet is most wonderful, and it is said it is made up of only gold, a golden world. And it glitters like anything. And that's how Nagas will have manis, some jewels on the head, Nagamani. All these are our collected information. There are something is right and something is exaggerated. This is how we get the informations. And without any truth behind it, nothing can appear, isn't it? So there is some truth in it, scientific truth. It is not only imaginary. So, Sanjay Uvacha, Madhusudana, yes, Madhu was not there. Madhu, Kaitav, two brothers, they were great demons and they were not seen before the creation. In Saptasati Chandi, in the praise of the Supreme Power, it is given to us. You see, Narayana was overpowered by sleep. Means the essential life aspect was not seen clearly. It was with the water. Sleeping in water means it is all pervading in water, hidden in water. He is sleeping inside means he is not visible. That is the meaning. So the life source or the essence of life was there in the water, but it was not expressed clearly. And slowly it becomes visible and perceivable, and slowly the earth is created in the long course of time. So now let us imagine Lord Vishnu is resting on the lap of the serpent Anant, Sankarsan. Anant means infinite, and that is just some symbol of the universal power. Universal power is attraction and repulsion. That's how the whole universe is set in its place, or else everything will be dashing against each other and everything will be topsy-turvy, everything will be destroyed in no time. But everything is set all right. That means this repulsion and attraction, this power, two-sided power, that keeps everything in its own place. And that is so infinite, that is symbolized as the Anant means infinite. A serpent with infinite hoods, Anant, and on its lap Lord Narayan sleeps. That means with that power, the life principle starts blooming, and that starts blooming, first expressing it as a flower. Flower means something which is bloomed. It has taken its last phase, achieved its last phase. Flower means which is bloomed perfectly, that means expressed perfectly. So the creation starts with a flower, that is called Kamal, the essence of water. Ka means water, Kesa means one who sleeps in the water, Ke, in water, Saba, Sayatiti, one who sleeps, he is called Kesav. Narayana also same meaning. So, Lord Vishnu, Vishnu means literally all pervading. That means the water is saturated with the life principle, and that is called Narayan. And we have to imagine in a particular way. So he has got 4 hands, that means all pervasiveness. 4 means all the 4 sides. That shows the all pervasiveness. It is spreaded all the sides. And from its navel means from the central point comes out the lotus. Kamal, it is the dart of the water. So it is the essence of water which is blown as a flower, means lifestyle, life principle starts from there. Flower is the starting point. And there a life principle is somehow in a subtle manner manifested, and that is called Brahma, the creator. Brahma is also, it is all pervasive, that means the universal intellect, and it takes a form of eightfold body. Eightfold, first of all the willpower. Willpower is nothing but creative power, and the knowledge power, and the power of enjoyment, that is bliss. Sat Chit Anand. When it is visible, in a visible form, of course, visibility means in a subtle way. Nobody sees the form of Brahma really. It is very subtle body, universal body. Just as Lord Krishna showed his universal form in many cases, so also Brahma is the universal mind, intellect. So it is understood as a eightfold body, the 3 gunas and five units, which afterwards when it gets bloomed, means manifested well, then they are called five basic elements: the sky, air, fire, water, and earth. These are the five elements, and the three qualities are known as chitta and mind and the prana. Prana means the tendency to act, a creative force. I told you, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Kriya Shakti, creating power. That is prana. And Ichha Shakti, willpower, a tendency to manifest. And knowledge power, that awareness and experiential and informative, both the knowledge, which is knowledge means awareness of the all these process and the forcing or starting the process and carrying out the process. That is called knowledge power. So in this way, three units, three aspects of the quality means manifestation, and five manifested forms, five elements. In this way, eightfold total body means some accumulated body formed, that is called the body of Brahma, universal body, creator. Then starts, and it is composed by the sound only. So, pranab, the sound, is expressed and in three ways: sattva, rajas, tamas, ma. And in this way, these three qualities, willpower, knowledge power, and creative power, in many ways we see this triangular force and fivefold body. Together it is known as Puryashtak. A body is constituted, a form is made, and inside it that supreme power works. That is called prana. Prana, the active force, a momentum to go on. So, omkaraschatha sabdascha dvaveto brahmanaha pura kantham hitva vinirjato tasman mangalika vubhu. Om, the primordial sound, and atha, then. The Om starts means it is vibratory process. It cannot stop in beginning to start. It cannot stop. It has to multiply because it is vibration. It is not the state of stability. It is state of instability. So it has to go on. That means then. Omkarascha atha. Atha means then. If it started, then what happened? Then the creation starts, and it starts in a particular process. That process is called the process of creation. It is seen from different angles by different seers and narrated in different languages. but process is the same. So now Narayana sleeps in the water and Brahma appears on the lotus as the creator. And now Brahma is thinking himself, because Narayana is not visible to Brahma, he is sitting on the flower. Go on imagining. All these are some imaginations based on the creative process. All these are very subtle process, so we have to have some ideas with some expressive forms and actions and some names also. So this way we imagine. And then what happens? When Brahma is sitting on the lotus, he is able to visualize himself as a form, a creative form. Then he thinks. He has got that thinking power, because this itself is the universal mind. So he thinks, who am I? What am I? What for am I? What is me to do? All these questions start with the life. So generally the children, they go on planning for the future. What am I going to become? Engineer or doctor, or accordingly one plans and goes through the education system and becomes it. So if you think of Vishnu, you will become Vishnu. As you think, so you become. This is the creative process. So now Brahma thinks, who am I? Where from I come? What is my duty? What for I am here? All these questions starts, and he goes on contemplating. Now at this time, there was the supreme power, unseen, unknown, the supreme power. Of course, power is manifested in this way as the starting point, as the universal mind, of course. But before that, the power was there and it was activated. Wherefrom, I am, let me be many. I am one, let me be many. From this, the supreme power starts working. So, ekoham bahushama. And that supreme power, the will power, the knowledge power, and the power of creation, creating something, multiplying, that is called the supreme power. How it starts, nobody knows. No question on this. So, it overpowers the eyes of Lord Vishnu. He remains in sleep, yoga nidra. That is not real sleep as we sleep, but that is awareness not manifested. Awareness not manifested. That is called nidra. And that is the power of the Supreme. So in that way, nidra, the overpowering power, hiding power, overpowered Lord Vishnu, and he was sleeping in yoga. So Brahma was not aware of Lord Vishnu, and at that time see our stories of creation. I am talking on Madhusudan. Who was Madhu and why did Vishnu kill him? Of course, this is the story, but it is a scientific story. It has got reasons behind it, logical background. We cannot just overlook it as a story. No. So I am giving you some ideas to think. So when Lord Vishnu was asleep and Brahma was bewildered what to do, no answer to him, what to do, why I am here, who am I, all these. Then in the years, 2 years of Lord Vishnu, there was some dart. And that dart also, because Vishnu is life principle, consolidated or taken a form, so subtle form, ready to be manifested, but in a very subtle form. So they are naturally, as we get some dart in the ears, in the nose, in the eyes, everywhere. So Lord Vishnu had some dart in the ears, and because it is Lord Vishnu means life principle, so the dart of the ear also was full of energy and life. So these two substance of dart in the ear, they were manifested as living beings, and because it was dart, so it was something of lower quality, that means some tamasic quality, always dull and full of energy, of course, but no control over it. So all these two demons, they are stated as demons, means negative force, because they are born out of dart, so negative force. It is just like the, you see, plastic taken from recycling process of garbage. So in this way, these two demons, Madhu and Kaitava, Madhu means also the dart. So Madhu also means the overpowering essence, that is wine also. Madhu means wine also, overpowering essence. So Madhu and Kaitava were born. They had some forms, and very destructive forms, and they were very hungry, just as the children are born and they feel hungry, they want some milk in the first hand. So these two fellows, they were searching for some food. So this is how the creative process starts with food. The whole world is nothing but food. Food means a supporting essence, power for the original power. That is called food. Fuel, the firewood, fuel, it is to support the process, energy. So without food there is no world. So everything is created as a food to the other, a support to the other. And this is how the creation starts. Anna vai Brahma. Food is known as the supreme truth, supreme energy. So they were hungry and they were searching for some food, and they saw some form on the lotus. Somebody is sitting there. They wanted to catch it and eat. Brahma. So, of course, these are stories, but these are some imaginations supported by creative process, scientific creative process. Though it look like a story, it is not story. It is principle stated in language. It is not story. So, they wanted to catch Brahma and wanted to swallow him. The creation will be interrupted. The creation will not start then. So the nature, the supreme power also plays the game. And Brahma, having no way out from the hands of these terrific demons, he had no other go. So he prayed to the supreme power, "Oh Mother, please save me." And the supreme power, which was manifested in the eye of Lord Vishnu in the form of sleep, it is withdrawn. Vishnu woke up. What is going? What is happening? Just as you wake up from your sleep, what is happening? So he got up and he understood the situation. He wanted to protect Brahma, so he had to fight against these two demons for thousands of years. That means how you must understand in the course of long time. We say earth is created in billions of years. So that is the time. It is fight means acting against each other and being charring. That is called fight. And naturally the nature has to bring out something to express itself. So that is called fight. And Lord Vishnu fought with these two demons for thousands of years, but there was no defeat, no win. So after 5,000 years, that is heavenly years, not our years. So calculate how much time it took for the earth to be presented. The dirt of the water. Now, after 5,000 years, when nobody won, nobody was defeated, neither the two demons nor Lord Narayan. So, Madhu and Kaita, both the brothers, they asked Lord Vishnu, "Oh Vishnu, we are pleased with your fight. Now we are very much pleased. You can ask us some boons." The ego starts. And then you can ask us some boons. We are pleased with your height. How the nature works, go on thinking from parallelly in that way also. How the creation starts. And then Lord Vishnu says, O demons, O Madhu, if you are pleased with me, okay, allow me my win over you and bless me to allow me to kill you. That is the boon I want. So Madhu says, Madhu Kaita, both, they say, okay, your application is sanctioned. You can kill us, but under one condition. Wherever there is no place, means space, you can kill us there. Clever enough. How the science is going on. How the universal intellect is playing the game. All these are churning, nothing else. Scientifical churning. So then Lord Vishnu takes him, catches him, Madhu, and places him on his laps and on the thigh, and with his disc cuts his head. And now similarly Kaitav, and he throws the bodies in the water. It is called Meda. Meda means a place. Madhu se Meda hua. Or Meda se Medini hua. From Meda, place, Medini name is formed. Medini means a manifested place or modified place. And that place also, before it was only dirt. Water's dirt. The dirt of the water. That is Madhu and Kaitav. And Narayana is all-pervading life essence. Understood now? How the story and the imagination of Lord Vishnu sleeping in the serpent and killing the demon Madhu and creates the earth. This is the process of life over the earth, inside the water. How beautifully names and forms are given to the life process. It starts in the water and it remains in water, solidified water, that is earth. And it goes on progressing in its growth, that is called the evolution process. So Narayana is called Madhusudan. Sudan means the killer. In this way, Lord Krishna, who is fully incarnation of Lord Vishnu, is also called Madhusudan. So you have to understand what power Krishna had.
So Vishnu is out of space, he is not inside the space. Thighs, kills all thighs means.
Pardon?
Vishnu is not part of space. Because Madhu said that
Jal, the life principle saturated in water is known as Narayana. And when it is little manifested it appears in the lap of the principle of holding, that is Anant Nag, multiple hoods. This is the esoteric meaning of these pictures and imaginations and our deities. This is how lifestyle, life principle in the creation, it manifests. So tomorrow we shall see further. It is, I have taken your so much time. Thank you, excuse me. Madhusudan. And Madhusudan also is the name of honey bee. Madhu means honey. Sudan means one who consumes it. So honey bees are also known as Madhusudan. Anyway, tomorrow we shall see further. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Janna Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.